Hey, kiddos, this is Bo with the fourth lesson for kids. And this is your guitar lesson. And hopefully, you got your guitar and you're ready to rip and you're ready to play some guitar. So, guitar is super fun. Let me change the camera out for you guys and make sure this is going good. Sorry, I didn't do that before, but I did, but it looks like it needs a little adjustment here. There, that way you could see the guitar in all of its fullness. And I got a different guitar today, huh? It's kind of cool. I got a Jackson Stratocaster guitar. This is a real fun guitar to play. I really like it. I've always liked these kind of guitars. I'll put it like that so you guys can see it better. And this is kind of, it's just really a cool guitar. Really fun. But let's work on some stuff today, okay? So we have been working with these four areas right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And isn't this cool how this guitar has these little inlays, little, isn't that cool? Real pretty right there. And then a couple of them are here. That's right. So this is the 12th fret. You can always tell the 12th fret because it's got usually 2 dots on the 12th. So this one's got the 2 up here and down there. So remember, our frets are these things. And so we've been working just with our fingers trying to hold this position. So just the 4 frets, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've been playing either with a pick. So here, this is a pick. And you can hold it kind of like this if you want. You see that? And you can put it up there, and a lot of people strike the pick a little sidewards to the string. Some people hit it straight on. So, however, and I don't even play with the pick. I sometimes use my fingers like we've done before. And that's kind of how we've worked, is just that little scale. And this is easy, right? Because it's just all we're doing is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next string. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you just kind of keep practicing that. And that's what you want to do. Okay, so practicing that might seem boring, kids, but thing is it's good for you because it's working on these fingers. Now, if your fingers, again, too small where you can't get over here to this 4th fret, then just work on the 3 like this, okay? Make sure your thumb, see where my thumb is? See where that's at? So having good form is really important, okay? You got to look good. Like, do I look comfortable with my guitar? Hopefully, yeah, right? And hopefully it looks like this, right? You don't want it to look all crazy tweaked out, right? You don't want to be all crazy like that, or crazy like that, or crazy like that, or crazy like that. You kind of want it in a nice spot where it fits well. Your guitars are built so that your hand kind of comes over them okay. And get your fingers at least doing this. That's just 3. Now 2 is just this. So just working on that, because what you're working on is on this hand and on this hand. Just getting your brain warmed up. Now, this is a little technique that you kids can play, but the adults, this is going to be good for you too, for your fingers, if your fingers aren't cooperating. So a lot of people ask me about fingers, like, hey, my pinky doesn't work, or this other finger's not working. But if you kids, if you just do this, like, say you're not familiar, your pinky's not used to playing, right? Your pinky's not used to being on this guitar, so it feels kind of weird. So what you can do is just hold this position. We're on the first string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it like that. Okay? And now just do this. See how my pinky's just coming off like that? We'll just slow it down. Now what you're going to feel a little tension right in here. And in here, maybe. It's kind of in this area. And it's because you're really working that muscle. I mean, that muscle is really working in there. It's all attached to that pinky area. So, but what you're doing is you're trying just to develop your pinky to get used to hitting that area. And then go to the next string. Go to the next string. Go to the next string. So I'm not even using 1 or 2. Hey, Debbie, I'm using 3 and 4, and I'm just working on techniques to get those fingers actually moving in the right spot. So I will let it rip. Thank you. So if you can see it, where the pinky and the ring finger are the only thing I'm using, right? Just like that. And then next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. And see how I'm not even using this. I'm just pushing off. I'm just hitting it, and then I'm coming off. Hitting it, coming off. Hitting it, coming off. And just what we call a hammer on. Hammer on. And that's what it's called in guitar, a hammer on. We're hammering on. Hey, what's happening, brother? We are just so like, and if you notice, I'm not flat. My fingers are, you can see how my fingers are. Hopefully you can see that. So you don't even have to use this. You're just working the pinky and the ring finger. And we're just working with those 4 frets. Okay. So that's how you can start getting that finger. You can get that pinky working up. Now it's going to be a workout, so you're going to have to go, ooh, it's a little rough there. That's a little tough. I'm going to have to practice that a little bit. Well, just get back on it and just do it again. And just go up. So you see how that works, right? Now another exercise too for your pinkies, to get your pinkies, and this is why we do these, is because we're trying to get our pinkies to get good and familiar with the feel of the guitar. So, but what we're going to do now is we're going to put your pinky up on the 2nd string, 4th fret, and you're going to keep your ring finger down on the 1st fret, 3rd fret, 1st string. And then, so it's like this. And these two are doing nothing, but I'm just holding the position. Now, see if you can do that without it going like that, where your pinky's just folding. You might have to bend down a little bit with your elbow here and kind of come in, so you can try to get a little opening, you know, where you can open up so you're not hitting that first string. So does that make sense? So it's like all I'm playing is this note and this note, right? It looks like this with your first and your second fingers, or just like that. So just like that. But we're making it harder because we're doing it with our pinky and our ring finger, while we're holding down these two, this note, this note, this note, and then I'm holding my pinky. So that's a lot harder, right? If you let go of those fingers, these fingers right here, and you did it this way, that's easier. You have more leverage. You can see how that works. But the reason why the technique is putting it on there, and because look at the stretch. I mean, God, that feels a little difficult, right? When you hold it down. So you might need to just relax your fingers and kind of go like this. Just put those two down first. And then try to get those two in there too. And now what you want to do with this exercise is you want to go like this. And then let me see if I can get it up there. It's weird looking at the camera and trying to do a lesson. Sometimes it feels weird. Now see what I'm doing? Is that cool or what? So now you're striking them at the same time, but then you're switching after. Now notice how you're switching, how I'm switching. I lift up, put them on, up, 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 on. Isn't that cool? So instead of going up, 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 down, down, I'm trying to do it at the same time. So try to think that way. Try to think, okay, lift up, come down. Lift up, switch, 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 come down. Now let's go. Let's do this. I know it sounds weird. Don't worry about the sound. Just remember, this is working on the technique, so the sound's not too much of a big deal right now, right? So think of it just as, hey, this is the way I get my pinky rolling. So this is now I'm using two strings difference. So I'm still working on the same frets, but now I'm just using my third string in the first string, bouncing between the fourth finger and the third finger. See how they're switching? Get up, switch it. Get up, switch it. Get up, switch it. See if we can do this. That's the fourth string. Oh my God. Fifth one. What do you think? Think I can do the next one? Oh my gosh. Crazy. Ugh. Woo, that's tough. Okay, now if you notice, when I got really up here on this on this big jump like that, these fingers right here started flailing. They started getting all out of control because I don't have big hands, but it's very difficult. Now a kid, if you're a kiddo out there, doing that jump is going to be almost virtually impossible, to do that. It's going to be super, super tough to do that. But you gotta start small. Debbie, I like the comment, you're a beast. I don't know. I've been doing this a while, but thanks, and beast in guitar lingo, that's awesome. That means good. So just work on this though. Now, okay, let's say, okay, my pinky's toast. I'm done with my pinky. Just do 1, 2, 3, okay, and just work with two or your third fret and your third finger, and your second fret and your second finger, and look at. Keep this one down, your first one down. Oh, that one's easier. Try to jump like that. Up, 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 up. Try to see if you can do that. Now, then go. Next strings. Staying on the same fret, so it's pretty easy. Right? That's the first and the third. Now we go to the That's a big one. Pretty cool, right? The reason why that's important, because pretty soon we're gonna have to play chords, right? And you can see how this works, right? We're on a stretch on these chords. So if we want to play chords, we got to be able to stretch. So working with your fingers this way is good. So you're developing, again, the dexterity in your hand and to be able to do it. Pinkies are tough. When you're playing chords, it can be tough. But you know what? Work on the way your hand is moving. Sometimes it's just a matter of fact of moving a little bit, your elbow a little into the neck, so you can get a little more leverage here, to come out with your wrist and make let me see if I can get this, make the loop, you know what I mean? To make your arm or your hand arch to be able to get your pinkies right. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just arching a little more. If you're too back with your elbow trying to play chords, you're going to flatten everything, and that might be hard for you to do. So you might need to come down a little bit. You might be down too much and it might feel weird. You might need to come back a little bit, So hopefully that helps you just develop a little. Now we're working just simply with 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4. So that's kind of what we're doing, and just working within this framework. So when you're sitting around the TV and you're putting on your binge shows, that you're watching, just work on the picking every note. So you're working on your right hand, just picking every note. You're going to pick it like this, like a classical guitar player. You're going to just go back and forth. And so I just want you guys to get really good at this. It's going to be important, because we're going to want to work on different techniques. And you can see how dexterity gets built up in there, right? So this is important. And you guys, this is a scale. This is a chromatic scale, if you can believe it. So you guys are already working on a scale when you're just doing this. Those are already chromatic scales. Isn't that rocking? So you guys are jamming. You guys are doing it absolutely amazingly. So you know, that's what you want to work on. Okay, so when you're working on your chords, like for those that know chords, you know, the kiddos, I haven't taught them. I've only taught one chord to the kids, and that's that one, right? But try to do it like this, where it's 1 on the 3rd. Remember, we have 1 finger sticking on 1 fret, 2 sticking on 2, 3 sticking on 3, 4 sticking on 4. That's where our fingers are. So if you just put your 2nd on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and your 3rd string on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. Don't play the first, it's actually the 5th and the 6th string. Just play 4, 5, or actually 4, 3, 2, 1. So that kind of thing. So we'll work on more chords later again, but it's just really about developing your fingers and getting them ready. So hopefully that helps you guys a little bit, and we'll get into the next video here in about 10 minutes, okay? So we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.